Hello students, in this video I wish to give the glimpse of the chapter Introduction to Trigonometry. So to start with, first trigonometric ratios. So what are all the trigonometric ratios? Before finding the trigonometric ratios, we are going to define these trigonometric ratios for a right triangle. Okay, and we know the side opposite to right angle is going to be hypotenuse. And apart from right angle, we are having two other angles in a triangle, and the trigonometric ratio can be defined to any of these two angles. Now let us see how can we define. The basic trigonometric ratios are these three. What this is called? Sine ratio, this is cosine ratio, and this is tan ratio, right? The sine, cosine and tan cannot be written without accompanying a angle. Angle, we have denoted it with a symbol called theta, right? So sine theta, cos theta, tan theta. This sine, cosine and tan functions does not have any meaning without this angle. So simply you should not write sine, cos, tan you should not write, okay? This is sine function, this is cosine function and this is tangent function. In short form, we will call it as sine, cos and tan, right? Now let us see how can we define this. Now sine theta is equal to opposite side divided by hypotenuse side. Opposite to which side? Opposite to theta. Opposite to the angle theta, the side opposite to the angle theta divided by hypotenuse side is sine ratio. So simply in short form we will call it as opposite divided by hypotenuse. So immediately opposite to what will strike your mind? Opposite to the angle which are you denoting. If we denote this angle, then the side opposite to this angle is this. Therefore opposite side divided by hypotenuse. The measurement of this side divided by the measurement of hypotenuse. Then what is cos? Cos theta is adjacent side divided by hypotenuse. Immediately adjacent side of theta, the side adjacent to the angle theta divided by the hypotenuse. So the side adjacent to angle theta is this AB divided by AC, right? What is tan theta? Opposite divided by adjacent, which means the side opposite to the angle theta divided by the side opposite to adjacent to theta. So opposite by adjacent. So which can also be restated as sine theta divided by cos theta. Tan theta is nothing but sine theta divided by cos theta. So these three are the basic trigonometric ratios. So if I am going to define all these trigonometric ratios to this angle C, then what will be my sine C? Sine C will be opposite by hypotenuse. So which will be opposite side to angle C? AB will be opposite to angle C. Therefore AB divided by AC will give sine C. What is cos C? BC divided by AC, because BC is only adjacent to angle C. Hope you understood. So what is the definition of sine? Opposite side of the angle which are you denoting divided by hypotenuse. Cos angle is adjacent side of the angle which are you denoting divided by hypotenuse, and tan is opposite divided by adjacent. Now we are moving on to the next level of trigonometric ratios, which is cosec, secant and cot function. What is cosec? Cosecant function is nothing but reciprocal of sine. So you have to remember in this way, for S it is C and for C it is S. You should not take a cosec for cos. Remember in this way the opposite. Cosecant theta is the reciprocal of sine theta, secant theta is the reciprocal of cos theta, and cot theta is the reciprocal of tan theta. So if it is reciprocal, automatically the definition will become reciprocate, right? Will reciprocate. So 1 by sine theta. Therefore cosec theta definition is hypotenuse side divided by opposite, because sine is opposite by hypotenuse. The same way for secant is hypotenuse by adjacent, cot is adjacent by opposite. So this basic definition of trigonometric ratios you should remember, right? And if we know any one trigonometric ratio among these three, we can find the remaining all other trigonometric ratios. Why? Because if we know sine theta, we are going to know two sides of a right triangle. If we know two sides of a right triangle, the third side can be found by using Pythagoras theorem, right? So third side also can be find out using Pythagoras theorem. Once all the three sides are known, any of the trigonometric ratios can be defined for any of the angle in a triangle. I repeat, if any one of the trigonometric ratio is known, then all the other trigonometric ratios can be found by using Pythagoras theorem, because all these trigonometric ratios are defined on a right triangle. In a right triangle, we can apply Pythagoras theorem and find the third side. Once all the three sides are known, we can define the trigonometric ratios, right? And one more thing I wish to tell here, sine theta I told opposite side by hypotenuse. Opposite side of theta is what? BC. BC divided by AC. So sine theta gives the ratio of the side BC and AC. It is not going to give you the exact value what is AC and what is BC. Yes, which means the sine theta value, see, if I say sine theta is 1 by 4 for example, it doesn't mean that BC is equal to 1 and AC equals to 4. It means that the ratio of the angle opposite to theta and the hypotenuse is 1 by 4. Right? If we solve problems, you will get a better clarity. Let me solve few problems from exercise 8.1 for your clarity now. Now let us see how can we solve this problem. In the question they have given you sin A is 3 by 4. Calculate cos A and tan A. So what is sin A? Let us consider ABC is a right triangle and it is a right angled at angle B. Now sin A is opposite side divided by hypotenuse side. This is your angle A, right? So this will be the side opposite to A and this is hypotenuse. So it is going to be BC by AC, 3 by 4. So BC is going to be 3K and AC is going to be 4K. What does this imply? The ratio between AC and BC is, BC and AC is 3:4. Right? So if the ratio is given, we will take it along with some possible integer, right? So we are taking 3K and 4K where K is a positive integer. Since it is a right triangle, we can very well find what is our AB by applying Pythagoras theorem. What does Pythagoras theorem says? Hypotenuse square is equal to sum of the squares of the other two sides. Now we need AB square, which can be written as AC square minus BC square. So if you do it, we are getting AB as √7K, right? We found what is AB. So once you know all the three sides, we can easily find the remaining two ratios. Cos A is going to be adjacent divided by hypotenuse. So the side adjacent to theta is this AB, √7K. AB is √7K divided by your hypotenuse is going to be 4K. KK will get cancelled, so √7 by 4. Similarly, tan A is going to be opposite by adjacent. So 3K divided by √7K, which is 3 by √7. Yes. So this how only you should find the trigonometric ratios if one of the trigonometric ratio has been given. So similarly, the remaining problems in the exercise can also be solved. If you see the first question, triangle ABC right angled at B, AB, BC is given. Determine sin A cos A, sin C cos C. So according to the angle, you should choose your opposite side, adjacent side and the hypotenuse. Anyhow, it's going to be same, right? So you have to choose the opposite side and adjacent side according to the angle. And two sides are given. You can very well find your third side by using Pythagoras theorem and then find your trigonometric ratios, right? See here also 15 cot A equal to 8. So what is going to be your cot A? 8 by 15. Once you know cot A definition is adjacent side divided by opposite side. So accordingly you can find the third side and you can get what is your sin A and secant A. Secant A is the reciprocal of cos, right? So you can easily solve this question also. Cot theta is given 7 by 8. Evaluate 1 plus sin theta into 1 minus sin theta divided by 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus cos theta. So if you know what is sin theta and cos theta value, you can substitute here and you can apply a plus b into a minus identity and then you can simplify. So the entire exercise is based on this only. One trigonometric ratio is given, they asked you to find the remaining. It can be easily find out using your Pythagoras theorem. Yes, if you know the definition of the trigonometric ratios, you can very well solve the entire exercise, right? Now let us move on to the next topic, trigonometric ratios of some specific angles. Now we are going to see trigonometric ratios of some specific angles. These are all some specific standard angles where we will remember the trigonometric ratios, whereby we will using these values in our problems. Let me tell you how can you remember these values, right? So first, sine value. So first of all, you should know what are all the angles. 0, 30 degree, 45, 60 and 90, right? Your sine value will start from 0 and end with 1. If you were unable to immediately recall the value, nothing wrong in that. You can draw the table in a corner of your answer sheet and then you can use it while solving your problem if you are unable to recall it immediately, right? So your sine value starts from 0 and ends with 1, right? It is enough if you remember only sine value. With sine values you can write the remaining values. You don't want to by heart all the remaining values, okay? If you remember only sine value, that is enough. So sine value will start from 0 to 1, okay? And the 45 is going to be 1 by root 2. The middle value is going to be 1 by root 2. Remember, it starts from 0, ends with 1 and the middle value is 1 by root 2. Alright, and this side it is going to be 1 by half and this side it is going to be root 3 by 2. Okay, it starts with 0, it ends with 1, middle value is 1 by root 2, this side half and this side root 3 by 2. Okay, so you remember in this way, it starts from 0 and it ends with 1, middle value is 1 by root 2 and after 0 it is half of that, we have to increase little bit, it is half of 1, right? So it is going to be half here, 0, half, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2 and 1. Yes, once you have written the sine values, that's it, you can fill the entire table. How? Cos theta is going to be the reverse values of all these. So it will be starting with 1, ending with 0. So your cos 30 degree is going to be root 3 by 2. We are writing in the reverse way. 1 root 3 by 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by 2, 0. That's it. We are writing it in the reverse way. 1 root 3 by 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by 2, 0. So if you remember sine values, you can very well write your cos values. So sine 0 and cos 90 are same. Sine 30 is same as cos 60. Sine 45 and cos 45 are same. Sine 30 is same as sine 60 is same as cos 30. Right? That's what I told you. If you are unable to recall your values immediately, you can draw the table in a corner of your paper. Nothing wrong in that. So once you know what is your sine and cos, you can very well write your tan, because tan theta is sine theta divided by cos theta. So you have to divide these values. What is 0 divided by 1? 0. 1 by 2 divided by root 3 by 2. What will happen? See, 1 by 2 divided by root 3 by 2. So 1 by 2 into 2 by root 3. So 2 will get cancelled. So it is 1 by root 3. So this is 1 by root 3. 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2, if you divide, you will get 1. Root 3 by 2 divided by half, 2 will get cancelled, you will get root 3. What is 1 divided by 0? If we have 0 in the denominator, it is not defined. It is not defined. So tan 90 is not defined. Hope you understood till this. So sin theta starts from 0, ends with 1, middle value is 1 by root 2, here 1 by 2, this side root 3 by 2, cos value is just the reverse of this, and tan value is the sin theta divided by cos theta. If you divide, you will get your tan values. And once you know all these three, this can be written because we know these functions are the reciprocals of all these. So cosec is going to be reciprocal of sine, right? So what is 1 by 0? 1 by 0 is not defined. What is 1 by 2? It is going to be 2. What is 1 by root 2? That is the reciprocal. So 1 by 2 reciprocal is 2. 1 by root 2 reciprocal is root 2. Root 3 by 2 reciprocal is 2 by root 3. The reciprocal of 1 is going to be 1 only. Yes. Similarly, what are all the reciprocal of cos? That is going to be the value for secant here. The reciprocal of 1 is 1. Reciprocal of root 3 by 2 is 2 by root 3. Reciprocal of 1 by root 2 is root 2. Reciprocal of 1 by 2 is 2. Reciprocal of 0 is not defined. Right? And cot theta 1 by 0, which is not defined. 1 by root 3 reciprocal is root 3. 1 reciprocal is 1. Root 3 reciprocal is 1 by root 3. Not defined reciprocal. Not defined means 0 in the denominator. If we reciprocate it, 0 will go to the numerator. Therefore, it is 0. Right? Hope you understood. And it is enough if you remember only these three. No need of cosec, secant, cot also. In the question, anyhow, if you have any cosec 30, you can write it as 1 by sin 30, and in the denominator you can substitute the value for sin 30. Automatically it will get reciprocated. Hope you understood what I told. It is not necessary you should exactly write cosec 30, you should write cosec 30 value. You can write cosec 30 as 1 by sin 30, and you can write sin 30 value in the denominator, and if you reciprocate it, you will get the value there directly. Yes. So hope, I feel you will feel it better to remember, and you got clarity among this. So it is enough if you remember only sine values. Automatically we can fill the remaining table. Yes. So using this only the entire exercise lies. So I'll solve few problems so that you will get a better idea. Now see, this is what the question, evaluate, and they have given you a question. When it is cos square, it means cos 60 the whole square, right? Instead of writing every time cos 60 the whole square, we will denote like this, cos square 60, which means cos 60 value you have to square it. What is cos 60? Cos 60 is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 the whole square plus 4 into secant 30. Since we have written the table here, we are finding out, or else secant na immediate cos ratio should strike your mind. What is cos 30? Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So secant 30 is going to be 2 by root 3. See, secant 30 is 2 by root 3. So 2 by root 3 the whole square minus tan 45 is the easiest value to remember. Tan 45 is always 1. 1 square the whole divided by, what is sin 30? Sin 30 is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 the whole square plus what is cos square 30? Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So root 3 by 2 the whole square. Right? Now we need to simplify. 5 by 2 2s are 4 plus 4 into 2 square is going to be 4. Root 3 into root 3 is 3 minus 1 the whole divided by 1 by 4 plus root 3 square is 3 by 4, which is equals to 5 by 4 plus 4 4s are 16 by 3 minus 1 divided by common denominator. So you can add the numerators, which is 4 by 4. So numerator we have to take LCM 12. So we need to multiply it by 3, 15, plus here we need to multiply it by 4, 16 4s are 64, minus we need to multiply it by 12. So it is going to be 12. And 4 by 4 is 1. So denominator is 1. So no need of that, which is equals to you have to add and subtract. 15 minus this 12 and this 12, shall we cancel? No, you should not. Few people will make this blunt mistake. You should not cancel, because in the numerator we have addition, subtraction of numbers. So 15 minus 12 is going to be 3. 3 plus 64 is going to be 67, divided by 12 is your answer. This cannot be further simplified. So your answer is 67 divided by 12. Yes, this is mere application of the standard values in your question and simplification. That's it. Right? Hope you understood. Similarly, you can solve the remaining problems in the exercise. It's all based on standard angles only. Yes, hope you can do it. Next topic, trigonometric ratios of complementary angles, is being deleted from your syllabus 2021. So next topic is trigonometric identities. So let us see 3 basic trigonometric identities which is given in your syllabus. Now let us see what are all the basic identities. These 3 identities you have to remember. Cos square A plus sin square A equal to 1. What does this imply? If you have the same angle and if you have cos square of that angle plus sin square of that angle, which will be directly you can put equal to 1. In the previous problem what we have solved, in that also you can apply this. In the denominator, if you see, we have sin square 30 plus cos square 30, same angle. After simplification we got the denominator as 1 only. So directly you can write here by using the identity cos square A plus sin square A. This can be written as 1, right? Now your second identity is 1 plus cot square A is equals to cosec square A. Third identity is 1 plus tan square A equal to secant square A. You have to remember all these 3 basic identities, right? Now let us see how can we solve problems using these identities. Your first question, randomly I am solving few problems for you. 8.4 exercise, cosec theta minus cot theta the whole square equals to 1 minus cos theta divided by 1 plus cos theta. Now let us see how can we solve this. Let us take our left hand side, and as soon as we have whole square, what we will do? We apply a minus b the whole square identity. Now let us see what happens here. A minus b the whole square identity. So a square cosec square theta plus b square minus 2ab, right? 2ab. We need the answers in terms of cos and sine. So replace everything in terms of cos and sine. Cosec is the reciprocal of sine. So cosecant square theta is nothing but 1 by sine square theta. Cot square theta is cos square theta divided by sine square theta. Minus 2 into cosec is again 1 by cos theta, 1 by sine theta. And cot theta is cos theta divided by sine theta. Now take LCM everywhere. Here also it is sine square theta. So sine square theta is your denominator. Numerator we have 1 plus cos square theta minus 2 cos theta. I have multiplied the numerator. Denominator is sine square theta only. So numerator, how can I write now? 1 minus cos theta the whole square. Yes or no? A minus b the whole square identity. 1 square plus cos square theta minus 2ab. So 2 into 1 into cos theta, which is nothing but 2 cos theta, divided by sine square theta using our identity. What is our identity? Sine square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. So sine square theta can be written as 1 minus cos square theta. So denominator we can write it as 1 minus cos square theta, right? Immediately when we have the perfect squares, what identity will strike our mind? 1 can be written as 1 square. So a square minus b square identity, which is nothing but a plus b into a minus b, right? So 1 minus cos theta, 1 minus cos theta will get cancelled. So 1 minus cos theta divided by 1 plus cos theta, which is our right hand side. Hence we proved. Alright, so this is repeated application of the identity. So based on what you want to prove, you have to simplify it accordingly. The thing which you need to prove is in terms of cos. So replace everything in terms of basic ratio, sine and cos, and try to apply your basic algebraic identity. You will get your answer. So for that you should know all those three identities in your fingertip, so that wherever it's applicable you can apply it. Alright. I have solved here one more problem for you. 1 plus tan square a divided by 1 plus cot square a equals to 1 minus tan a by cot a the whole square equals to tan square a. So whenever you need to prove things like this, try to resolve it in terms of sin and cos in order to avoid your confusion, and then apply your identities. You can easily arrive at your answer, required answer. So first let us take this. 1 plus tan square a is secant square a by identity. 1 plus cot square a is cosec square a. Secant is 1 by cos, cosec is 1 by sin, square is there. So if you reciprocate it, you will get sin square a divided by cos square a, which is nothing but tan square a. Thus we proved, right? Similarly, if you take this, first expand the numerator using a minus b the whole square identity. Similarly, denominator a minus b the whole square identity. Then I have resolved tan in terms of sin and cos, cot in terms of cos and sin, right? Then take LCM in the numerator, cos squared a plus sin squared a minus 2 sin a cos a, because the denominator is single cos a, right? So cos squared a. The same way I have taken LCM for the denominator, which is sin squared a. Then we know cos square a plus sin square a is 1. So 1 minus 2 cos a sin a divided by cos square a. This will become reciprocate, right? So sin square a divided by, again this is 1 minus 2 cos a sin a. 1 minus 2 cos a sin a, 1 minus 2 cos a sin a as an entire term will get cancelled. Not simply 1 2 cos a sin a. This is a single term. 1 minus 2 cos a sin a is a single term. So this entire term will get cancelled with this entire term. So we got sin square a divided by cos square a, which is nothing but your tan square a. Hence we proved. So this is how you can solve the entire exercise if you remember those three identities. Thus we came to the end of the chapter. So what are all the things we learned? We learned the basic trigonometric ratios, and you know how to find the other trigonometric ratios using this. Then we have learnt the trigonometric ratios of some specific angles. It is enough if you remember sine values. With that you can write the remaining values. And then we have learnt the basic three identities. That's it. Very easy chapter, and it is mark scoring chapter even, right? And kindly go through the summary part of your chapter, which gives you many idea and glimpse of the entire chapter. And point number 5, you have to remember the value of sin a or cos a never exceeds 1. It will be always less than 1. It can be asked in 1 mark. Whereas the value of secant a or cosec a will be always greater than or equal to 1, right? Since it is the reciprocal of sin and cos. So you have to remember. Hope this video will help you out to go through the entire chapter. And if you have any doubts, ask me. Thank you, students.